Hello everyone, this is Jenny Baker again with Trademark by Forex, kind of reviewing the Simplicity system. So first off, let me apologize and say that I kind of dropped the ball this last Tuesday, did not make the video that I needed to make, but I'm here now to kind of go over the trades that we discussed live on YouTube on June 15th. The technical chart time is June 16th at 3 o'clock UTC time, on the actual broker for this particular broker. But that day, which again was a free video, published live on YouTube, we went over a whole bunch of trades and just looked at potential setups and potential take, how much we would be looking for on that trade, when we would be protecting, and what we would do. So if you did not watch that video, please go subscribe, like, and follow on my YouTube channel. It's there. It's June 15th. I believe the cover says $1,800 profit and what have you. So today, what we're going to be looking at is a total of 1,625 pips that we found in literally just 1 hour of our time. So I'm going to say that again, 1,625 pips that took us an hour to kind of decide if we wanted to enter and how we would enter. What that equals to, for those of you guys who don't know or not familiar trading, 1,600 pips in this world with a one standard lot, right? And that's $10 per pip, means that's a potential profit of over $16,000 in literally an hour of your time. And of course, depending on your management and when you entered, when you exited, that's going to kind of fluctuate a little bit. But still, even if you only caught half of that, think $8,000 in an hour, right? $8,000 that took you literally almost no skill, nothing at all to kind of just find what you're looking for. So today I'm going to go ahead and go through. I've got the list on my desk and we're going to kind of just go through it. Please forgive the vertical lines on my chart. I have them up because it's just easier to find that candle that I'm looking for. It's just a vertical line indicator that lets you pick the time on the chart. So we know on that video, which again will be linked either before, during, or after, or somewhere in this description of this video. Again, the screen cover of that is 1,800 pips profit. So let's take a look at how we found those trades. So the first one on my chart that I have, I guess, up right now is USD CHF. We looked at this trade on that day. We said, okay, if on that day, on the 16th, and this is the 3 o'clock candle where that vertical line is, if we break the previous fractal points, we would be taking this as an entry, right? And we listed it as a buy, obviously, because our system tells us to do so. And in this case, it moved a total of 231 pips, right? Again, that's 231 pips. No drawdown, kind of perfect. Obviously, not every trade is going to work that way. But I'm literally just going to hold nothing back, go over every single trade we looked at, and see what this would equal at the end of, this, I guess, week and a half time frame. So another pair we looked at on that day, which again, candle time, chart time, was 6:16 at 3 o'clock. So we're going to go here and looking at the bottom, looking for the right day. So 6:16, 3 o'clock. Let's see if I can't find that. Gotcha. On this day, CAD Chef, we were looking for a sell, right? But that's on this candle. So on this candle, we know we have to make a lower low. And as you can see, we don't make a lower low for the next week and a half. Therefore, this counts as no entry, and I've got that written down right here as well. No entry, no win, no loss. Again, no hard feelings. So next trade we looked at on that day was AUD CAD. Let's see if I can't find that. So this is AUD CAD. Again, we're looking for the 6:16 at 3 o'clock candle. That's in and around here. Right, we know that we needed to make a higher high for us to kind of count that as valid, and all we're looking for is half of that ADR. And as you can see, we kind of hit that. That only hits 30 pips, and that's not a lot. Granted, this is not a fast mover, but it does hit half of the ADR. So not bad, not great, but not bad, right? We can handle kind of those break-even trades, those negligible winning trades, as long as we can do something consistently. So next trade is Australian New Zealand, AUD NZD, I should say. Probably I won't be all tongue-tied if I say it that way. Again, we're looking for the 6:16 candle at 3 o'clock. We need to be able to say, okay, we were selling at this time. So what did we see? I'm going to scoot this over a little bit so we can just kind of get a bigger picture. I'm going to make it kind of ugly for us. Sorry, but I'm going to need to do that. So 6:16, 3 o'clock, we know we had to break previous lows or start having some momentum in our favor. So first off, I'm going to point out that we are not making higher highs. We're not breaking that structure. And like I've said previously, we want our stop loss kind of above structure plus a little bit to give it room. In total, this trade moved about 65 pips, give or take. Again, Australian pairs are not known for kind of fast movement, but it definitely hits your half of the ADR to know that you need to protect or lock profit. Definitely has to count kind of as a winning trade. So Next on our list is CAD JPY. Let's take a look. That was a sell. Again, we were waiting for with confirmation. So again, we're going for the 616 candle. Let's find that on the chart. That is way over somewhere. There we go, it's here. So if we're waiting for the break, okay, because I even wrote down we're waiting for confirmation, which ones we're waiting for confirmation, which ones we're kind of ready to enter now. So at this break that happened in around here, this one moved a whopping 229-ish pips. Obviously an amazing trade, lots of pips, no drawdown, doesn't even come close, you know, just kind of perfect. Those are the ones we want to see, obviously. Can't always see them, but we love them when they happen. So as you can see, again, that's 220-ish pips minus your spread. It definitely hits half of your ADR. There's no reason you should not have caught most or some or all of that trade. So next is Euro CAD. Let's take a look at that one. I gotta zoom in a little bit. Sorry for all the fractals. We're just doing this for kind of verification purposes. So Euro CAD, 1 hour time frame. We were looking for a buy on 616. So 616 at 3 o'clock. We are waiting to make a higher high. So we have 1 whole day, 2 days, 3 days. We don't really make a higher high until here. Assuming if you did take this for whatever reason, if it doesn't set up in the next 1 to 2 days, you really shouldn't be taking it anyways. But let's assume you did. Coming all the way over here to see when kind of price broke that area. That also moved about 50-ish pips. Let's scroll over. That's half of your ADR. Remember, we're just wanting to get half of the ADR as kind of a rule of thumb to say, hey, how can I verify? How do I know when to stop? How do I know when to protect? When all of these pairs move different amounts, this is exactly why. So you don't yet have this system. You can get this system. It's in the YouTube description below, listed under Super EZ. So you can go ahead and take a look for yourself as you're kind of learning to use this. And if you do purchase it, by all means, make sure you message me. I will send you a written list of the rules I would use with the system, not only for entry, but how to manage it, because managing it obviously is the most important thing you're going to do. So that was Euro CAD. Nope. Yeah, am I saying that right? That's not right. Yeah, okay, sorry. Forgive me. Euro CAD. Now we're on to Euro JPY. Let's take a look. Obviously, much better trade here. We were looking for the sell around the 616 candle, right? That's this vertical line. We know we're waiting for it to break this fractal. You can hardly see it, but it is there. That happened again within the next day, not many days later. This one beautiful trade moved a total of 330 pips. That's a lot of money on one standard lot, guys. That's $3,000, which took you seconds to find. And with good management, you caught most or all of that, and you went on with your day. You know you're protecting or locking profit or closing some of it out to half of the ADR, and you've got a whole bunch more potential there. So beautiful trade there. GBP AUD, actually, we've looked at for a couple of weeks in the row, and it just wasn't ready. It still kind of was playing around as of a little while ago. So GBP AUD sell on 616. I don't want to say that. 616. Let's see. First thing I'm going to point out is on this candle, we don't make a lower low. We don't keep making a lower low. So this happens here. We're just not continuing in the right direction for us to take an entry. So if I zoom out, you can kind of see that a little bit more clearly. So let's go 616 is here. We're failing to kind of break and make a lower low. So we're not taking this entry. Doesn't count as an entry. Even on my notes, we have right here what's verified with entry, breakup structure, not just fractal. So if you have good rules, it will keep you out of bad trades, even when you do get a signal, but yet maybe it wasn't the perfect one to enter. Because this evidence dot right here that's kind of faint in orange, that's proof that there was a sell signal here. It just wasn't ready. As you can see, it pushed up a whole nother few levels before it did finally kind of come down. It's okay. We can handle the couple of losses in between or the couple of no entries or break evens. That's part of real trading. So that's GBP on. GJ is next. The dragon. Let's take a look. Again, 616. We're looking, that one is 350. Okay, somewhere in and around this candle. Again, we're waiting for the break. All we were saying was waiting for the break of that fractal. That doesn't happen until way over here. But again, kind of beautiful move. Went for a total of 340-ish pips. Perfect, right? We could not have asked for a better trade here. Beautiful trade altogether. Again, you'll see that you hit half of your ADR because that's kind of, we need some kind of manageable target that applies to all pairs. And this ADR, the ATR, the tools that manage it with ATR is stinking perfect. So That's that one. NZD CAD was next. We had a lot that week. It's also probably why I didn't really need to go live the next time we were there. Let me close that. Let's see. NZD CAD, we were looking for the buy on 616. So we might have to zoom in to see this one. This is 616. I'm going to have to zoom in to get a better view so we can see what exactly happened together on this video. 616 is here. We were taking off already on that very same candle. So assuming we entered, that's your 26 pips, not quite enough. That's your 30 pips, barely enough. So rather than count this one as a win, I'd count this one kind of as that break even, negligible thing, because we failed to make a lower low before we do hit half the ADR. I'm going to say that one more time. We failed to make a lower low before we do hit half the ADR. So with the right management, again, you should be winning this trade even. Not a great trade, but there's a chance you would have either broken even, betting on your management, or kind of came out with a negligible on top gain. So overall, not a bad way to be, right? So that's NZD CAD. Let's take real quick a look at USD CAD. This one was obviously beautiful. We knew that. I'm pretty sure this one was awesome. Definitely made people happy. So 616 at 3 o'clock. That was this candle right here. So here's our most recent fractal. We had written confirmations of what rules we were following to know when to enter this trade. Could have entered here with a mild amount of drawdown, or waited till the higher level of structure was broken. So now we have to kind of scoot this over a little bit to get a better view of that move. Going off the ladder, that's still 280-ish pips, right? Going off the ladder part, obviously if you got the sooner entry at the first breaks, well, you got closer to 300-ish pips, right? 300-ish pips. Let's see if my mouse will behave all the way up to here. Again, we don't need to catch all of that. We just need more wins than losses. We just need profitable pips. So between that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11 trades. A couple of them hit no entries. But overall, that's 1,625 pips in profit, and it took us an hour to look at it. This video right here, to make this verification, whatever, takes literally more time than it took us to find those trades. A standard lot is not that hard to come by with the right leverage. You can definitely achieve a standard lot in most accounts, particularly with the higher leverage accounts. There are links to a few brokers in the description below. If you don't have one, I would highly recommend like AFX for swing trading, because there's no swap fees overnight for all these kind of shifts and days. And obviously they have super high leverage. Otherwise, my general go-to broker across the board is Hugo's Way. I just love it. It works for me. So I hope that answers most of your questions. Again, next Tuesday around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'll go live again. We will take some more trades, or more accurately, we will look for some more trades, get an idea of what the market is doing, setting up, picking just a handful of them. We don't need to take all of them. We just need to have a few trades per week to be profitable week after week after week, so you can stop going to work for money and you can actually start putting your money to work. So that's really the concept here of what I'm trying to get across and work on, even with the people I work with. So happy trading, take care, and God bless.